Below are the most powerful and modern influence methods, explained in detail with practical application step. 1. Build deep trust. First, modern authority. Influence begins with trust, not persuasion. Psychologists like Robert Cialdini show that authority and credibility strongly affect decision-making, but today's authority is different. Modern version of authority. Transparency is better than perfection. Relatability greater than superiority. Consistency is best relative to image. How to apply. Share real experiences and result. Admit mistakes. This increases credibility. Be consistent in words and behavior. Deliver value before asking for anything. Why it works. The brain reduces resistance when it feels safe. Trust lowers psychological defense. 2. Emotional framing. Influence the feeling, not just the logic. People decide emotionally and justify logically. Research by Daniel Kahneman shows we use System 1 fast, emotional thinking. System 2 slow, logical thinking. Influence happens in System 1 first. How to apply. Instead of "This is efficient," say, "Imagine how relieved you'll feel when this is handled." Use stories, imagery, emotional language, future visualization. Why it works. Emotion creates action. Logic explains it later. 3. Strategic empathy. Make people feel understood. People are influenced by those who understand them. This principle is strongly emphasized by Chris Voss. How to apply. Label emotions. It sounds like you're frustrated. Mirror key words they say. Ask calibrated questions. What would make this work for you? How can we solve this together? Why it works. When people feel understood, their resistance drops. 4. Reciprocity 2.0. Give unexpected value. Classic principle. People feel obligated to return favors. But modern reciprocity must be genuine and high value. How to apply. Give useful insights without asking anything. Help publicly. Social proof. Offer introductions or resources. Why it works. Humans are wired for fairness and balance. 5. Social proof amplification. People follow what others are doing. But modern influence requires relevant social proof. How to apply. Instead of saying, "Everyone likes this," say, 3 companies similar to yours increased revenue using this. Show testimonials, case studies, visible engagement. Why it works. The brain assumes safety in numbers. 6. Identity-based influence. Modern psychology shows behavior follows identity. If you influence identity, you influence behavior. How to apply. Instead of "You should work harder," say, "You're someone who takes ownership." Label positively. You're a thoughtful leader. You're the type who finishes what you start. Why it works. People act consistently with who they believe they are. 7. The scarcity plus urgency combination. Scarcity increases value, but false scarcity destroys trust. How to apply: limited time bonuses, real deadlines, limited access. Say, we're closing enrollment Friday so we can focus fully on current members. Why it works: fear of loss is stronger than desire for gain, loss aversion. 8. The why before what method. Inspired by Simon Sinek and his book Start with Why. People follow purpose before product. How to apply: start with why mission, how process, what offer. Example: we believe children deserve creative education. That's why we designed. Why it works: purpose activates emotional alignment. 9. Nonverbal power dynamic. Communication is tone, body language, eye contact, pace. Research suggests over 50% of communication impact is nonverbal. How to apply: slow down speech, lower tone slightly, maintain calm posture, hold eye contact 3-5 seconds. Confidence influences perception of authority. The contrast affect perception control. People judge things comparatively, not absolutely. How to apply: present higher option first. Show before and after. Compare with worse alternative. Example: show premium package first, mid-tier feels reasonable. 11. Future pacing. Help them imagine success. How to apply: picture your life 6 months from now. Imagine how your team will respond. The brain treats vivid imagination almost like reality. 12. Calm confidence power without aggression. Modern influence rejects dominance-based intimidation. True influence equals controlled calm presence. How? Speak last. Pause before answering. Avoid reacting emotionally. Calmness signals power. 13. Micro-commitments strategy. Big decisions feel risky. Small commitments build momentum. How to apply: ask small yes questions. Start with free trials. Get agreement on minor points. Consistency principle kicks in. 14. Storytelling architecture. Stories bypass resistance. Use this structure: character, conflict, struggle, solution, transformation. Stories activate emotional engagement and memory retention. 15. Mirror and match subtly. Subtly match speech pace, energy level, body posture, but keep it natural. People trust those who feel familiar. 16. The power of silence. Silence increases tension and authority. After asking, "What do you think?" stay silent. People often fill silence by revealing more. 17. High status questioning. Instead of defending your position, ask powerful questions. Examples: what outcome are you aiming for? What would make this a clear yes for you? Questions shift control to you. 18 Values Alignment Strategy. Find what they deeply value. Security? Recognition? Freedom? Growth? Frame your message around their core value. Final framework: the 4 pillars of modern influence. Trust, emotion, identity, consistency. If you master these 4, you can influence ethically in business, leadership, parenting, sales, politics, relationship,